Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be showing you how I assigned attribute and skill points as I levelled my pure Necromancer pet character from 45 to 100. I'll also be discussing the pros and cons of using a single mastery. Most of the observations apply to single masteries in general, not just this Necromancer build. Up to level 40 I maxed out the skeleton skill branch and started assigning points to the other main skills, which are Blight Fiend, Master of Death, Call of the Grave, Spectral Binding and Ill Omen. Later on I'll be maxing out Reap Spirit and putting the remaining points into the Bone Harvest skill branch. The only reason I'm using Bone Harvest is for the last node on that branch, Soul Harvest, which buffs pet damage every time the skill is used. I'll also later be using Bone Harvest to trigger a Devotion skill. As with every build in Grimtools, there are other options I could have gone for with this one, but the original idea was to go all out on pets, with other skills being used to support them. I stuck to the plan as closely as possible. Devotions are all either there to support the pets or to provide enough devotion points to open up high level pet related constellations. At level 45 I've got the Manticore's acid spray attached to skeletons. Later I'll attach Rend to skeletons and move acid spray to Blight Fiend. Levelling highlights in this video are mostly every 5 levels. This is level 50, the final level where you get 3 skill points. From 51 to 90 you get 2 each level, and from 91 to 100 you only get 1. After reaching level 100 I had a look at the devotions and moved a few points around to allow me to complete Mogdragon the Wolf and attach the Howl to Bone Harvest for even more pet buffs. The Grimtools link in the description includes this tweak. In the video footage I'm mostly including the level up moments and the attribute and skill point allocation. This is where we get to the first of the pros and cons of using a single mastery. On the downside, your pool of attribute points is restricted to those from a single mastery. Where I'd normally put as many points as possible into physique, I have to start putting points into spirit later on to allow the use of various equipment items, for example the Mask of Lost Souls and the Fiend Master Raiment. Pet damage is affected by player spirit, so there's an additional benefit to putting attribute points into it. On the upside of only having a single mastery, you're almost certainly going to have a surplus of skill points unless you do something crazy with your build. I ended up with maximum points in everything except Bone Harvest's second node, and that would honestly have been fine as a one pointer.
The ritual was a success.
As well as hitting level 60 here, I've also reached revered status with the Ugdenbog Coven. They're one of the quicker factions to max out, mostly because you get reputation points from killing beasts, and there are beasts everywhere in the game.
Price on what I've got left. Come see what's left of my wares.
Level 65 at the early stages of Elite is arguably over leveled, but this is hardcore and I'm abusing XP potions and the full Lokar set. The potions give double experience for an hour and the full Lokar set gives another plus 40% experience on top of that. With a pet build and most of the ranged builds I've played, it's viable to wear the Lokar set until level 94. With melee builds I tend to ditch it after completing normal because the low armour rating becomes a liability. Here's level 70, the Arcovian Undercity and also the Steps of Torment are my favourite areas in the game, mostly because of how they look. My Necro also likes it down here for some reason. The majority of main skills are already maxed out. Here I'm putting a point each into Mark of Torment and Reap Spirit. They will both end up maxed out, which on a normal build would probably be considered a waste of skill points.
I'm pleased to hear. Good on you. I believe.
Captain Wilford, I was wondering. I'm talking about the black.
Safe storage. No questions asked.
This isn't anything to do with levelling up, but I wanted to use the build against Morgoneth in normal, for a laugh more than anything. He's still 2 levels higher than me, but it's not exactly a fair fight.
Keep your weapons where I can.
Took you long enough. The cult of Cathan is too numerous for us to take them head on.
One thing I want to mention in relation to gaining revered status with Black Legion: if you use a mandate for the Outcast faction, you will raise their reputation naturally through killing enemies without needing to do any of their quests. The reason I avoid doing Outcast quests is every time you complete one, they lower Black Legion reputation, which is counterproductive. Here's the log fight in Elite to demonstrate how the build is performing.
Whatever it is you think you're doing, interesting. If you seek
Level 85. The only skill left that isn't maxed out is Bone Harvest. Well, the Bone Harvest branch. The third node is the important one, so I'm filling that one up first. I lost a point in Blight Fiend due to gear swapping. Here I'm putting it back in. This is level 94. This is the most important level because it means you can go and equip all the high level legendary gear you've got waiting in your stash. Also, as soon as I reach level 94 I stop using experience potions. It's a personal preference, and I always find those last 6 levels pass really quickly anyway when you're in ultimate. Here's the Warden Krieg fight in Ultimate. Always a good point to admit to yourself if your theory-crafted masterpiece build is actually a pile of garbage. Luckily for me, this one appears to be at least mediocre.
When I'm done with you, I will crush your brain. Now, I will demonstrate my true power!
Here's a minor tip for cheesing 10,000 points of free experience. The quest is to buy a Saviour's Merit, but you can sell it back for the same price you paid for it as soon as you complete the quest. Stupid tip, obviously, as you're going to be using plenty of merits on all those characters you haven't played yet.
Iron well spent.
Here's the Cronley fight in Ultimate.
So Bourbon's dog has come.
I like how he gets cross and starts chasing me instead of fighting the Blight Fiend. As I hit level 100, I reflect on the past several hours spent on this character and decide I'm satisfied with the outcome of my first serious attempt at a single mastery build. The next one I try, I won't be hiding behind a wall of pets, I promise. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you found something useful and entertaining in this video. If you're a Necromancer fan, look out for some cold damage Death Knight build videos coming soon on this channel.